if you ever wanted to create a modern house but just didn't know where to start, well then, this video is for you. Because today, I'm going to be sharing 7 tips to improve your modern house build. From interior details to exterior details, we're going to cover it all. So with that said, let's get started. Now, when starting with any builds, of course you want to start with the color gradient. Now, for modern builds, it's kind of a set color gradient. It's only really 3 blocks: white concrete, gray concrete, and spruce planks. Now for the glass, you can use light gray stained glass or white stained glass. Now when starting out with a modern build, it is generally recommended to start with a regular rectangle like this, for example, choosing one of the main concrete colors, which are gray and white. Start by a large rectangle, and this is going to be the main block of your build where the main entrance is going to lie in. Now the next thing I'd usually do is I'd add extensions to this rectangle right here. So basically I'd add white concrete extension, or basically if the rectangle is white concrete, I'd add gray concrete extensions. And also I'd usually recommend adding a small spruce section, not a large one. Usually I'd recommend it to be something like a kitchen in the bottom floor, but you can do whatever you want. Now make sure that this house actually fits 2 floors, because that's what usually the height of modern houses are. Now the next thing you want to do here is you want to actually split the house into a couple of frames so that you can make space for the windows. Now what I do here is that for the extensions, I just punch a hole and put some windows. Now for the main block over here, what I do is add a little bit of depth to it by punching a layer into it and surrounding it with other colored blocks, for example white concrete or spruce wood, most likely white concrete. I'd make the entrance down here as well as this thing here. Now usually in a modern house, focus on the windows for the front area, because usually you wouldn't have any windows on the back area, as this is where most of your interior stuff are going to be going. For example, the staircase, so you don't want really windows coming on here. Alright, now that the house is actually starting to look like a house, it's time to actually start sectioning the rooms apart. Now the way I do this is that I take every single section that we have made from the exterior here, and I essentially just map it to the interior here as a room. For example, I would make the spruce area here like a kitchen area. I would just allocate them in my mind. This is going to be a living room. Now a cool door technique that I found out here is to just make a door area here and just surround it with black stained glass like this. Now you can of course go ahead and put 2 more here on this side to make it look like a door has been opened. Now of course I made room for the staircase here, and this is going to be the second row here, or the second floor. Now of course I made a railing for the balcony over here. Since I am getting basically every single section of the house all decided, I polished up the walls and I did everything that I could to basically section off the rooms. Now the next step here is to actually do the interior, which is where we can have some fun. Now as you can see here, my house is a little well lit up, and I do have some tricks for you. Number 1, use hidden light sources. As you can see here, I made this as some sort of cabinet here. As you can see, I have a hidden light. Back here, behind the chair and the table, as you can see, I have a hidden light. Now you can put hidden lights almost everywhere under carpets. That's probably the easiest way, but you can also get a little bit creative with it. For example, here, as you can see, I put the hidden lights under the carpets for lights in this room, but then if we head down here, as you can see, it's also light for the kitchen up here. So it makes more sense as a decoration as well as a light source. Another trick I have for you is these rails on top of the furnaces and smokers make for neat ovens. Tripwire hook for cauldron makes a neat tap. And if we go a little bit up here into the room, we can see we have this arc design here. But most importantly, if you place a banner under here with a bed on top of it, you can make a pillow-like shape here. Of course, the thing here is that you can actually customize the rotation of the banner to make a customized pillow. Now here I found this cool banner design for a monitor. Now this banner design can be easily done by using a loom, a white banner, and 2 black dye. Put both of them in. First start by selecting the border pattern here, and then select the half pattern here, and as you can see we have the exact same banner. Now of course I use it here in a couple multiple occasions. For example, here what I did is I used a banner on the wall in order to simulate a monitor. Now of course for the curved one, of course you can put it on the wall. What I did here is I placed it on the floor, placed a carpet on top of it, and then I placed carpets on top of all of these. As you can see, the table looks seamless. Now, of course, for the keyboard, you can use a pressure plate and a button for the mouse. But an even better technique that I found here is that you can place the armor stand like so, one layer under the block you want to place it. Place a chain helmet, doesn't matter which direction, and then go ahead and place a quartz slab here, as well as a concrete right in behind it. You can go ahead and place pistons on both of them. Power this. There we go. We have the blocks transitioned in here. We can just replace those, and there we go. We have a keyboard design. Likewise, we can simulate a microphone design by placing an armor stand like this with a chain helmet, and then going on top of here and going the opposite direction, placing another armor stand, a wither skeleton skull, breaking the block, and there we go. We have a mic design here. As you can see, if we transition it into some sort of table here, it looks a lot like a microphone. Now, I do have a bunch of other build hacks, but they won't all fit in this video, so let me know if you want me to make a separate video on build hacks that you can use. And finally, the final step is to add the exterior details. For example, a little pathway here made out of stone and andesite, a little swimming pool here with like a diving board. I found this umbrella design here using beds and carpet with fence posts. Of course, I made the same bed and pillow designs here as before. I added a bit of an entrance from the kitchen here because that would kind of make more sense. Now, most modern houses have either a garden or a swimming pool outside, so I decided to add one right in here. And there we go. That was 7 build tips that you can use in modern houses in Minecraft. Let me know if you want any more style of these videos, because I'm planning to make a few more of them for other build styles. And also let me know if you want that build hacks video, because I have a lot of hacks planned in mind. And with that said, I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.